Hello everyone, welcome to the DCS Viggen, and in this mission I am conducting a night flight. You can see I've just turned the flashlight on, so I am actually sitting inside the Viggen. It's a night flight that I am conducting with a cloud base of 900 feet. And you'll see that there is almost zero visibility. Certainly once I break through the cloud, we will not be able to see the ground anymore. The reason I decided to conduct this flight was because earlier in the week, Jack Wall, who flies as Joker in my squadron, 54 squadron, he put a video up doing a landing at night in the Viggen. So I thought I would try and up him by doing a circuit, and I would take off, fly into the cloud, and then land in the Viggen at night. So here's basically the flight plan is to head out to the southeast, do a right turn out over the water, and then a base turn in the northwest back down onto runway 12. So it's a right-hand circuit. My intention is to circuit at about 500 meters, which is 1,500 feet. So getting the ground power turned on. I'm going to go through the start sequence here. So if you do not want to put up with the start sequence, then just refer to the timestamps in the video description. That way you can probably skip forward to the takeoff. So cartridge in, and fuel and systems on, checking the master alarms off. Now you can hear the engine booting itself up. Check the control warning light. Auto throttle now also needs to be set to the correct position, and we're checking that the gear is up. FR24 is set to normal and guard, and the thrust reverser is set. So checking the instruments now, ASI, and flicking the two switches just to the right of the HUD. The HUD slave and the switch to Fren and the CI HUD altitude source thingamy bobby. I'm going to set the radar just so the lights are on. I don't like hearing the sound from the radar. Okay, and cockpit lighting. So there we go, get some cockpit lighting in here. Turn everything up maximum. It's nice and dark, so I want to see. There we go, look at that. Turn the torch off so you can see how beautiful this cockpit looks. Nice. Woohoo. In DCS 1, the torch works. In DCS 2, it doesn't. That's why I'm flying DCS 1 in this mission, because the torch actually works. We don't need to worry about the declination because that dial doesn't move for me anyway. Right, data input and 9099, and then we hit LSU, wait for the what's it doodle to 0. Hit input off and oxygen on. Canopy can now be closed. See if we can see the canopy. Yep, there it is. See the light, the flashlight is reflecting off the canopy as it comes down. Lovely stuff. Right, start sequence can now be initiated. And we're just waiting for 52% on the, calling it the RPM gauge. And then we're going to adjust the nose trim once we hit 52, because until then the systems don't have enough power to all work. So just wait. Sounds like it's coming up. What have we got? Yeah, it's about right, 55 or so. And I set for 3 degrees thereabouts of nose trim up, so the arrow is going to point down slightly. That's good. Now we need to arm the ejection seat, which is quite a bit harder to find in the dark. You have to look around for it. It is there. You kind of have to look for the green thing, the change in the mouse. That's that close. And now we just test the warning systems with the control button. Automated system test. Good. That's that done. Master mode activities changed to the nav position for takeoff. Tills is checked again that it's on auto. And now we can communicate with the ground crew. Turn that ground power unit off. Good. Now, we turn the taxi lights on, which is hidden away over here. And there we go. We can now see the rain is falling. Just zoom in there. That's all the rain. Looks good at night with a bit of rain. Okay, just checking where we need to taxi to. I need to turn right and up to the end of runway 12. Jolly good. I'd see if I can get clearance from ground control. There's no sub menus here. No, it looks like we cannot get clearance from ground control. Okay, well, we'll just taxi out then. Let's go. Put the throttle on, and I'm going to turn to the right and hopefully follow. Just turning on the. Oh, we've got clearance to taxi all of a sudden. I'm just turning the lights on, the external lights on as well there. Turning right, and we'll taxi down the white line to the end of the runway 12. So we're following this line of blue taxi lights, and you can see some red lights just off to the left in the distance. They're about where the threshold is, so charge over towards them. Just following these down. Let's throttle for a second and wobbling about a bit. Now eventually this path should turn to the left. Where is it? Okay, looks like it's coming up ahead. Should get a left turn on towards the threshold. I'm starting to get a bit nervous at this point. This is actually my first ever attempt at this. I have never attempted this before. I haven't done any sort of pre-tests to make sure this was going to work. I thought I would just jump in and make a video of the first attempt, and if it didn't work, then I'd make a video of the second attempt, etc., etc. So this is the first crack at this. If this makes it to the oh, we're turning left here. If this makes it to the upload, then that's a bit of a bloody miracle, to be honest. Okay. And now we should have a threshold somewhere off to the 11 o'clock position, turning left again. Ah, white lights. I saw white lights. That's the runway. So we should be lining up between the two, and we should get a threshold. Okay, there's the threshold. Good. And lining up on about the center line. Okay, I'm just going to roll forward a fraction, and I'm just going to glance over in a second and check my takeoff procedures, make sure I'm all ready. Okay, that's pretty much down the middle. Everything should be lined up wheels-wise anyway. Right, quick check now of the takeoff procedures. So I've got to make sure that I'm zeroed on the altimeter, which I am. We're going to get airborne. We're going to use stage 2 afterburn to get airborne. We're going to pull up at about 270 kilometers per hour. I'm going to raise the gear and the HUD. Throttling forward. Second afterburn. Bit wobbly. Let's go. Okay, I can lift the nose now and get the gear up. We're trying to hold this thing stable. Okay, we're just climbing away. Gear's coming up. Okay, speed's up 350 now, and yep, 3 lights, good. Looks like it wants me to come left a bit. There's the waypoint. It's about 5 degrees left. Climbing up to waypoint 1. Okay, that looks like we're lined up. Turn off the afterburner, and now going to do the HUD. Good, HUD's up. Okay, now I'm just going to keep an eye on the altitude, which says 200 meters. We're climbing straight out towards waypoint 1, where we'll make the right turn crosswind. And the ground objects, those lights are just flicking. Now we're entering the cloud. Now I've got to focus on the instruments, not look down at the ground at all. I've got to be very focused. Coming up 400 meters, or 50. Okay, I need to start leveling off. We'll try and hit 500 meters and then just fly to the waypoint. Zooming out so you can see my instruments a bit better. Just gone past 500 and just get the lows lowered and AFK on. Okay, so the engine now is going to be taking care of my airspeed for the most part. I can just focus on flying the waypoints. And I'm flying on about 110. Whoops, there's the waypoint turn. I'm going to make a right turn now, a crosswind. I've got to hold that 500 meters as we go crosswind. I'm a little bit high, but it's okay. About 35 degrees right wing down. Just spin around till we hit waypoint, or the heading for waypoint 2. I'm a little bit high, but it's okay. Airspeed looks good. 550 or so. The next waypoint's coming up. 3, 2, 1, rolling out. Okay, a little bit of an overshoot there, but we're okay. So this will take us to waypoint 2, at which point we'll do about we'll do a right turn anyway. A bit less than 180 degrees right turn. More than 90, less than 180. Just up to, there we go. Looks like we just hit waypoint 2. That was very quick. Still on 500. I'm okay here. Make this right turn. That was a very short gap between waypoint 1 and 2. I am on waypoint 3, just checking there. So, yeah, well, it's waypoint 3. Okay. Just felt like that happened very quick, the transition from 1 to 2, and now we're on 3, but that's okay. So I'm turning onto the downwind now. I'm a bit high. Let the nose drop. We'll try and the engine's just dropping back as well. And we'll try and get onto a heading of about 310. You can see some stars just off in the distance. So we're above the cloud. It's a very thin cloud layer. Can't see anything below really. Still are. Bang on 500 almost. 10 meters high. About 25 degrees, 30 degrees more turn. Okay, a little bit more. We should see the waypoint just moving now in front of the HUD. Start rolling out. There's the waypoint right about there. Okay, I've rolled out a bit early. I'll just slide onto the waypoint. Get that lined up. Okay, cooking check. We're a little bit low, but it's okay. It's only 10 meters out. And I'm going to engage the autopilot. Okay, so the aircraft now is holding my speed, my altitude, and my heading. I'm just adjusting the heading ever so slightly. And we're holding 490. ASI looks good. Airspeed 520 or so. You just see some of the light from the torch reflecting off the cloud here. Adjusting course of fraction. We just need to come about there. That looks good. Okay. So I just got to hold the downwind now for quite some time. It looks like this is going to be about. Well, it's should be a good 10 miles, 10 to 15 miles. and I can start thinking about what I'm going to do for the finals, which is to move the master switch to the landing position once I hit waypoint 4. So I'm going to get to waypoint 3, I'm going to make the right turn onto waypoint 4, and everything then is going to happen very quickly. I'm going to have to engage the landing mode, I'm going to have to get the gear down, and I'm going to have to hit my waypoint so that we can head straight in towards the threshold, which I won't see until we're probably below 250 meters, I think it was. That's about when we entered the cloud on the way up. So it'll be about 250 meters. So the first 250 of the glide from waypoint 4 is going to be in the dark. I just need to realign my heading a bit here. I think the waypoint's just starting to move. We may be getting quite close to it here. There's just a bit more variation between my heading and the waypoint. I'm just trying to get it bang on. That's almost perfect. Now it looks like we've got quite some distance to go actually. Not sure what's happening there. Okay, I'm just readjusting course again. We must be getting close to this waypoint. Altitude's good. Need to adjust a little bit right again. Trying to line the HUD up as well as I can there. That dot is right in the middle of the circle now. That's almost perfect. Yeah, that's bang on. Okay, if the aircraft holds that now, we should hit waypoint 3 perfectly. Okay, I've just got to hold it now. Oh, looks like the waypoint may be moving. Is it moving too early? The HUD's sliding off to the right. Okay, no, the waypoint is definitely moving now. Right, I need to turn right. So this is our base turn. I'm going to get rid of the autopilot, otherwise it makes it very difficult to make this turn. Quick check of the height, 490. Okay, just got to hold my height around the turn. Hold the turn. I want to make this turn quite rapid because I don't want to get outside the threshold by too much. Oh, it looks like we're descending here. I'm going to have to pull the nose back up. Don't want to get below 400. I really want to try and maintain this 500 the whole way around, because if we get low, it makes it really keep dropping. Nose up, nose up. If we get low, it makes it very hard to get the glide right. It's better to glide, I think, a little bit higher than low. Come on, 480. That's 460 meters. About 45 degrees to go. 460. We're not quite high enough. Nose is dropping. Pull the nose up. Pull the nose up. I'm well, almost down at 400 now. Okay, I've got 30 degrees to go, so I can yank the nose up. We'll try and gain that height back. Keeping the nose above the horizon line. That's 480. That's just about enough. About 20 degrees to go. This turn seems to have gone forever. Good. We're back on 500. And we should be able to roll out in about 3, 2, 1. Yes. Right, now we are on. Heading to waypoint 4. And as soon as we hit this waypoint 4, then I need to go and change the master to the landing position and get the gear down. It needs to happen very quickly as soon as I hit waypoint 4. So I've got to be really sharp here, really concentrating. As soon as it looks like we're hitting that waypoint, shouldn't take too much time to do that. It looks like it's moving. Okay, good. We're moving. Landing. Setting. And gear down. Okay. It's sending me to the left. Why is it sending me left? I think it wants me. I think the threshold may be actually off to the left a bit. Or it's sending me to the threshold, hopefully. Okay, so we're descending now. 450 feet. 400 meters. That was 450 meters. I can see a bit of rain. So we're back in the cloud. Okay, so a couple hundred meters more, and we should drop out through the base of the cloud. And then I can start visual. 300, still on waypoint. There, left of nose, that looks like the threshold. Okay, I'm just going to start flying pretty much visually. Oh, it's disappearing. I think the cockpit bar is in the way. Yeah, it's a cockpit bar. Okay, right. I'm feeling a bit more confident now. We've got visual on the threshold. Oof. The aeroplane should be holding my airspeed. You can hear the engine's just working a little bit overtime. I've actually got a slightly more nose high attitude than I would really like at this point. Check the airspeed, 300, that's okay. Engage the reverse thruster. We need that for when we hit the ground. Okay, so should be ready to fly on in, lining up. That is a very nose high attitude. I'm feeling quite low here. I can see the lights in those houses. What's the 100? Okay, we're too low. Need to pull the nose up and hope for the AFK engage is 90 meters or so. Ah, we may come in short here. 60 meters, 50 meters. Uh-oh, I think I may have messed this up. Okay, no, we're all right. Okay, fly down, nose on. No landing light for some reason. Nose on. Nose on. Okay, and about now maybe. There we go. Oh, there's the landing light. Oh, nose down and reverse to full thrust. Engage reverse thrust. Hold it steady. Hold it steady. Whew. All right. All right, zero throttle, reverse thrust off. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Well, we did it. I got to find somewhere to get off this runway now. Okay, so we can turn left up ahead. There should be a taxiway a couple of 100 meters ahead. Okay, thank you. I think I will. Get a bit more throttle, get off this runway a bit quicker. Okay, so for DCS and for the aircraft that I've got, that is the most intense and concentration demanding bit of flying I've ever actually done in this game. It was incredibly fun. Highly recommend it if you have the Viggen, or actually if you have any jet aircraft, that you set yourselves up in this kind of conditions: rain, low cloud, nighttime. Just get around here a bit quicker. And do a full kind of low visibility / night / IFR circuit. We need to turn left here and down, and then I'll find somewhere to park over to the left, I think. Come on. Okay, more blue lights ahead. I may actually, if I can just get this aircraft steady, I may do something similar in the Spitfire at some point soon. What I think I'll do though is just do it at night, but with without the cloud, so that at least I can see the ground from the aeroplane, because I think it'll be a bit too difficult without any of these navigation instruments and nav aids to be able to do a circuit in the cloud, in the Spitfire. But I certainly think I can do a circuit at night quite happily in the Spit. Now we must be coming up to the parking area soon. Yeah, but like I said before, it's a really good exercise, I think, to get proficient at this, because you'll really give yourself confidence both in your ability to know the aircraft and handle it. I think if you can pull off a land at night without really being able to see the runway, then except for the lights, then yeah, it's a level of achievement that one should be moderately proud of. Let's get parked. We'll line up here. Brakes on. Bring it to a stop. Woohoo! Jolly good. Time for turn-offs. Good. You can hear the sound of the rain on the canopy. Close the, or open the canopy rather. And there we are. And looks like there's no one here to meet me, so I suspect I've come to the wrong airfield.